Pop. The tiny egg cracks open and here you are, a silkworm baby. Not even a moth yet, just a teeny caterpillar with a huge appetite and zero life skills. Welcome to the world. Your first thought isn't about how beautiful life is or what adventures await. Nope, it's just food. Now, you're basically a hungry tube with legs, and you only want one thing: mulberry leaves. Not pizza, not candy, just mulberry leaves all day long. Boring, but you don't have time to complain because you need to stuff your face constantly. Your whole job right now is to eat and grow. You'll increase your size about 10,000 times in just a few weeks. That would be like a human baby growing to the size of a blue whale before their first-month birthday. You have zero friends in this leaf-chomping phase of life. All the other silkworms around you are also too busy eating to chat. Everyone's just munching away like it's an eating contest with no prize. The sound of hundreds of tiny mouths chewing leaves fills the air, nature's most boring symphony. And the smell? Let's just say a room full of hungry caterpillars doesn't exactly smell like roses. More like a salad bar that nobody's cleaned in weeks. Your days blur together in an endless cycle of munching leaves. Chew, swallow, poop, repeat. That's your entire life story so far. Not exactly thrilling material for your biography. The good news is nobody's trying to eat you, since you taste awful. The bad news is you're so helpless that a light breeze could probably end your whole career. When you're not eating, you're sleeping. And when you're not sleeping, you're molting, which means your skin gets too tight, so you have to wiggle out of it. 4 times you'll shed your skin, and each time is super uncomfortable. Imagine trying to pull off a sweater that's 3 sizes too small while also having no bones and no hands. Not fun. Each molt leaves you feeling fresh but super tired. You sit there looking at your old skin like, was I really wearing that? It's the world's grossest fashion makeover, and you get to do it 4 whole times. After each molt, you're bigger, hungrier, and somehow even more boring. Your skin feels all soft and vulnerable for a while. Like when you wear new shoes and get blisters. The only difference is you don't have feet, just these stubby little legs that move you from one leaf to the next. Real exciting stuff. After about a month of this leaf-munching marathon, you suddenly feel weird. You're not hungry anymore. What a strange feeling after doing nothing but eat since birth. Your body tells you it's time for the next stage, making silk. You find a nice spot and start spitting out a special liquid from glands in your mouth. When this liquid hits air, it hardens into a silk thread. You spin this thread around yourself over and over, thousands of times, until you're wrapped in a cozy cocoon. Inside your silky sleeping bag, something incredible happens. Your body melts. Not kidding, you turn into caterpillar soup. All your organs dissolve except for some special cells that have been hiding inside you, waiting for this moment. These cells start building a whole new body from your melted parts. Wings, antennae, different legs. The works. It's like tearing down a kindergarten building and using the same materials to create a rocket ship. This soupy transformation is called metamorphosis, and it's both super cool and super gross. Imagine if you went to bed tonight and woke up as a completely different creature. While you're melting and rebuilding, you're not aware of anything. It's like the longest, weirdest nap ever. Your body is busy following ancient instructions coded in your DNA, turning your squishy caterpillar parts into delicate moth parts. You're getting fancy new muscles for wings you've never had before. Your simple caterpillar eyes are being replaced with compound eyes made of thousands of tiny lenses. Even your brain is changing. Old caterpillar memories about which leaves taste best, gone. Replaced with new instincts about flying and mating. 2 weeks later, it's time to break out of your cocoon. But wait, where are your teeth? You don't have any. You spit out a special liquid that dissolves a hole in the silk. Then you push and squeeze until you pop out head first. Hello, world. Look who's a moth now. Except, something's not right. Your wings are all crumpled and wet. You hang upside down, waiting for blood to pump into them so they'll expand. Slowly, your wings stretch out. They're white, with maybe a few brown marks. Not exactly flashy, but they're yours. Now you can finally fly and enjoy life, right? Wrong. Your mouth doesn't work anymore. All those fancy mouth parts you had as a caterpillar, gone. Replaced with a useless stub. You literally cannot eat or drink anything, ever. From this point on, you're basically starving to death, but very slowly. You have maybe a week to live, tops. And what's your mission during this super short adult life? Finding a mate, of course. If you're a boy moth, you have to flap around frantically trying to find girl moths by following their smell. Your antennae are super sensitive and can detect female scent from miles away. It's like having a GPS that only gives directions to potential dates. Female moths have it slightly easier. They just sit around releasing smelly chemicals called pheromones that basically shout, "Hey boys, over here!" Then they wait for the males to show up. Romantic, right? Once you find a mate, the whole thing takes just a few minutes. Then, if you're female, you lay about 300 tiny eggs. You carefully glue each egg onto a mulberry leaf. It's exhausting work when you're already starving. If you're male, you just fly off looking for more females until your energy runs out. And that's it. Game over. No retirement plan, no golden years. You drop dead from exhaustion and starvation after just a few days of adult life. All that work, eating all those leaves, building your silk cocoon, transforming your entire body, just for a few days of flying around without even getting a single snack. Nobody throws you a goodbye party. Nobody writes you a moth obituary. You just fall from the sky or drop off a leaf somewhere, and that's the end of your story. After all that dramatic transformation, your big finale is just becoming a snack for ants or turning into dust on the ground. Talk about an anticlimactic ending. Some of your moth friends might live an extra day or two if they're really lucky, but what's one more day when you can't even enjoy a sip of water or a bite of food? Your stomach is basically just for show at this point, the biological equivalent of those fake pockets on fancy pants. The worst part? While you were wrapped up in your cozy cocoon, doing your soup-to-moth transformation, there's a good chance someone dunked your cocoon in hot water to kill you and unravel your silk thread. Silkworm silk is super valuable, and each cocoon contains about half a mile of silk thread, so billions of your brothers and sisters never even get their few days of flapping around. For those lucky enough to become moths, the final insult is how bad you are at flying. After all that work transforming into a winged creature, your flight skills are embarrassing. You flap around like a drunk paper airplane, bumping into everything. You can barely steer. Thousands of years of domestication have made you plump and clumsy. Wild moths would laugh at you if they weren't busy avoiding bats. Oh, and those fancy white wings. They're completely useless for hiding from predators. You stick out like a sore thumb against any dark background. Birds, bats, spiders. They all see you as a convenient flying snack. Your only defense is flying at night, but even then, bats can hear your clumsy wing flaps from far away. The final nail in your moth coffin? You're not even remembered for who you are, just what you make. People don't care about your short, difficult life or your amazing transformation. They just want your silk for fancy scarves and smooth bedsheets. After thousands of years of domestication, you've become the ultimate one-hit wonder. Famous for a single thread that you spend your whole caterpillar life preparing to make. You're basically the most exploited fashion worker in history. Congratulations, you've lived the most thankless life in the insect kingdom. And that's saying something.